at you from Madison, Wisconsin. And just to give you some context, Trav and I, we have been married since September of 2016. And we've been together since 2006, since we were 17 years old. And we are no longer 17. It has been many a moons. But just to give you some background, and then I'll kick it over to Trav to share a little bit of context as to, what we're doing on YouTube in general. Trav and I started dating back in high school, and it was the summer going into senior year where a lot of times you're kind of thinking of those next steps, and is it worth it to start a relationship now, knowing that you're going to be potentially living across the state, across the country, across the world. You don't really know. Previously, I guess I'd always had a kind of a track record that I would date an individual for a couple of months and it just never felt right. And then I met Trav, and I remember, I think right about at 3 months, you asked me, so what do you think? Like, how are things going? I'm like, they're going great. What are you talking about? But he had, been keen on the fact that I had a history of not dating an individual for very long. Which turned into about a 9-year courtship, which is fun. So after we got through that senior year of high school, I went down to UW-Madison, go Badgers. For my college experience, was going for first chemical engineering, and then I took Chem 109, and I said, that's not going to happen. So I changed my major over to math education at the secondary level. And Trav, he actually went to a couple different schools and started out in Manitowoc at a tech college down there. What was your initial kind of goal? Did you have a major going in, picked out at Manitowoc?
No, I just was figuring myself out at that time. But physical education was the route I was thinking.
Yep, so then he went over to Oshkosh. And then just to give you some context there, Manitowoc, it's about 2.5 hours from Madison, and then he got down to Oshkosh, was there for a couple years. So for our college experience, we spent a good majority of that, about 2.5, 3 hours apart, and then he finished off his major in park and recreation management down in Madison for his final year or so. So I guess we've really seen the gamut of high school, being high school sweethearts, going through college, growing up together, and now being married. We just got a puppy, also bought a house, pretty excited about that. Living in Madison, Wisconsin, full-time gigs in the area. And we've seen a lot of life together, which I feel like not as many folks our age can say. So maybe I'll kick it over to Trav to touch on a couple things, but I wanted to just share some of our history to, we've got some skin in the game here in terms of relationships and principles, really.
Yeah, so with that said, with the history that we have, we decided a good together hobby would be to start a podcast or a YouTube channel on some of our experiences, trials, tribulations along the way, and hopefully provide some value to, maybe people looking to enrich their own relationship, develop better finances as a couple or just as an individual. And we by no means are perfect. I think as you find throughout these videos, you'll probably see some of that come to light. So we're also looking for any sort of positive feedback or ideas that maybe can help our relationship grow as well too. So we definitely want there to be engagement with whoever is out there watching. But with that said, some of the things that we are going to cover are, faith, finances, just how to be a better person in general, relationships as a whole, not just spouse, but also just with your friends and your extended or immediate family, and just a lot of different subsets of things that we've learned along the way, whether it be through our mentors or through reading or just experiencing life. So we're excited to get things started, and we're going to be kicking things off on a cadence of about once a week. So next week we're actually going to start with the 5 love languages and how that's kind of changed not only the way we view love, but love each other. So look forward to next week, and over and out.